Hi beginners, it's Mr. Mulligan. So now we're going to tackle a scale that you learned very first in your lessons with me. It's going to be our F major scale, but we're doing it 2 octaves. So before you do anything else, go review your fingerings, especially for high D, high E natural, and high F. All right? So as we're thinking about high E, we have 1, 3, E flat key, our resonance key, 4, 5, 6. And they get to high F, all you have to do is lift your bottom finger. Now, the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to play each of these notes as a long tone because they are typically a little difficult. So, a little trick. Check with your tuner, and if your high D is pretty flat, then that usually means that as you go up higher, your tongue is not raised up enough in the back arch that we always talk about, so that you will start to struggle with your high notes coming out all together. All right? So for instance, I'm going to check with my tuner. I'm going to check for D. And mine's pretty good. So that means as I go up, I should be pretty good as I play. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put the metronome on, and we're going to play for 4 counts high D. We're going to rest for 4 counts. We're going to play 4 counts for high E, rest for 4 counts. 4 counts for high F, rest for 4 counts. Back down to E, back down to D. And this is your chance to look with your tuner and play with me and see if you can't match the pitch. All right, so we're going to set our metronome to 80. Pause here if you need to think about anything. All right, here you go. Starting on D for 4 counts. And 1, 2, ready. All right, so go back and review any of that if you need to. This is an excellent way to make sure that you don't get the growly sound. F has way more pressure than you think. If I were to play F like I was playing a flat D, this is what it would sound like. And a lot of you have heard in lessons that you get that. So be sure that your D is not flat and you keep pushing your air through to your high notes. All right, good. So now, let's go to 68 and let's review our low octave. Take any time that you need to make sure that you have all your right fingerings, all of that. This one should be pretty easy for most of you, but never hurts to review. 1, 2, starting on low F. Good. Now we're going to do the upper octave. Now these fingerings aren't hard, right? We just reviewed them high D, high E, high F. The tricky part is just getting your air speed and your tongue position right. So if you need to go back to the beginning of the video now that you've played low to review what this sounds like, please do. All right? You can pause here. All right, here we go. 68, second octave of F starting on open F. And 1, 2, ready. Good. Now, this is a scale that has some other things. You make sure you're using your vent keys or flick keys, depending on how you want to call them. Make sure that your resonance key is on G, right? Make sure our half hole for G is really nice. All of those good things, okay? So, now we're going to do both octaves together at 68. This is the putting together part. All right, so pause here if you need to review anything. Go back to earlier timestamps. All right, here we go. Both octaves at 68. And 1, 2, ready. interesting scale. Most of the time, Mr. Mo tells you to breathe, especially on the way down, especially after when you're going to your last octave. If you're having problem really supporting up in the upper notes, I might suggest breathing after your first octave, getting just a full tank of air. That way you have everything you need to play the upper octave, as that's the hardest part of this. All right? So pause if you need to here, and then we're going to play it at 72. All right, F major scale, 2 octaves at 72. And 1, 2, ready? Alright, so the next thing that we're going to do is at 76. Please pause here and go back and review if you need to. Alright, so now our chrono's at 76. We're going to do F major scale, 2 octaves. And 1, 2, ready? Alright, go back and pause if you need to, and then we're going to do it at 80, the final tempo. Alright, F major scale, 2 octaves at 80. And 1, 2, ready? Alright, great. So that's your F major scale, 2 octaves.